Hi student, it's Kate here. Now come back to exercise 9.26, part B. Now we are going to analyze, get a little bit more, a little bit deeper into uh, how and why it has been an increase in the sales. You know that when we have an increase in sales, a number of situations can happen. One of that is the general market has been better, so that we, as the same as other companies, other competitors, can sell more because there's more demand in the market. Or there's there's if there's not that, then that might be because we have made a big better effort, or we have been doing something good so that we can sell more to the customers. All right, so in this question, they ask us to calculate two kind of variance that might contribute to the change in the contribution margin or in change in the sales. The first one is market size variance, and the second one is market share variance. So, market size variance implies that if the general trend of the market, if it's increased, then obviously we will benefit some of the market favorable condition. Or if it's decreased, then of course we share some of the risk in the market. And the market share variance says that if we have done something good, means that we gain more customer in the same amount of demand. That means maybe because our customer service is good, or our sales service is good. So, but that is just our prediction, okay? That is just our guess of what happened. So now we will try to use some of the figures to justify for our guess. Now, the first one is the change in the market size variance. So if you look at this green box, you see that they estimated the budgeted market for beer sales is this, and then the actual market for beer sales is this. So that means if you look at that, you see that the market has not been as good as we has been predicted. And if you wonder where they get this information, they have industry report and the consumer report and anything like that in the database. So if you go to library and you click on the database for consumer report or the sales forecast, they will have that data for the whole market. So if in the budgeted market is 1,736 megaliters and our budgeted sales is 52, then we can calculate our market share by take 52 and divide it by this amount. And that is 3%, okay? And given our actual sales is 54.6, so we can calculate our market share, actual market share, by divide, take the actual sales and divide it by the actual market size. So if you look at that, you see that we have slightly increase in our market share. All right, now the market size variance equal the change in the market size times the budgeted share of the market size and times the budgeted contribution margin per unit. So the change in the market size, I will take the actual market and I minus the budgeted market. Okay, so I always take the actual minus the budgeted. So if that is negative, means it's unfavorable, right? It make more sense. So the budgeted share of market size is this 3%, okay? And then the budgeted contribution margin per unit. So you will take the contribution margin in static budget and you divide it by the number of units you sell. So you get the contribution margin per unit. And then the market size variance equal this times this and times this. Okay. So that is about 2 million something, right? Now, that means if everything remained the same, all right? If everything remained the same, when the market size change in an unfavorable trend, then we will share that trend. So if the whole market decrease by 6 megaliters, then we will share that. We will share that by reduce our contribution margin by zero point 0.2, okay, million. Now look at the market share variance. The actual market size is this, okay, and the change in the market share. So I always use the actual and minus the budget. So I take the actual market share here and I minus 3%, which is the budgeted market share. And again, the budgeted contribution margin per unit, I take the contribution margin, I divide it by the budgeted sales. And again, you'll take this and time this and time this. 3.18. So you see that given the actual market size and our change in the market share and the budget, we see that we have made a positive $3.18 million because we have increased the share of the market. All right, so if you take total of this and this, all right, so that is account for 2.97 million change in the contribution margin. So if you compare that with the contribution margin difference in here, if you take that one and divide it by 3.03, so you'll see that, I'll take that into the percentage. So you'll see that the market size variance and the market share variance, we can say that is account for 98% of the variance in the between the static budget and the flexible budget. You can say that the 3.03 million variance in can be explained by the market size variance and the market share variance. Okay, so that is just our way of explaining things. How many percent I'm sure about this is not quite, because it's what we are doing is we using the number to construct the phenomenon. So the phenomenon is the sales had increased, all right, and we try to explain that increase using the market size and the market share. But there might be other explanation as well, but that is the way people have been using the figures to illustrate what it means in the figures. You may come up with your own kind of explanation, and that is your credit. But so far, I just want you to be able to do the market size variance and the market share variance. Okay? All right, so that is for the revenue variances. So I just want to sum up in the revenue variances. I want you to have a look first at the overall sales difference, and that will be the comparison between actual sales and the budgeted sales. And then I would like you to be able to explain the difference by using the market size variance and the market share variance. Okay, and most important is we have to acknowledge that it's just a one way of explaining the phenomenon, and it is not the only accurate or the only way of doing that. So as you progress further in your career, you might find there are many other factors that influence sales, not just the market size and the market share. All right, and if we think that the market share has improved, so we kind of have to dig a little bit deeper into why our market share has improved. Is that because of the competitors have been doing very badly, or is that because we have been doing something very good that make our customer happy and then come to us rather than coming to the competitors? All right, so if you talk to the people in the customer experience or the customer service department, or you talk to people in the purchase or production department, then you may have the story to tell them. Okay, you have the story of whether our product has been better than our competitors, or either our customer service has been better than our competitors. That depends on you. And if you want to know more of the phenomenon, you should dig deeper and then you have a story to tell. And accounting is all about telling the story of the numbers and what we can improve from that numbers. All right, so that is for this video, and thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.